So, triple tonguing has been a subject that has long fascinated me. Going back to high school when I first worked through the Arban's book, and at the end were these really fantastic triple tongue variations, like this one that you just heard in Brilliant Fantasy. But, like, what is triple tonguing and how do we work on it? And what exercises and drills do I use to get better at it now? Well, triple tonguing is traditionally known as the symbols tu tu ku or ta ta ka, and it's kind of like double tonguing, except you repeat the first syllables. Instead of tuku 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 tu, you would have tu tuku tuku tu tuku 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 tu, something like that. And some people like to use a do do gu or a da da ga tongue, but either one of this is fine for this. So when we use our tu tu ku, which is what I'm going to use to refer to throughout this video, we do it very rapidly, and the K tongue, we work on the K tongue to make it sound equal to the other tongues. So that's the basis of what we're doing when we triple tongue. Now, how do we work on it? Well, I'm just going to use the notes F and B flat and work through the registers right now. And I'm going to work on the registers both as a repeated note and then as kind of a sol do scale pattern. I think you'll hear it in a second. And that way we can kind of work on our slide tongue coordination and our consistency of sound at the same time. After that exercise, normally I'll start doing scale patterns, starting on the same notes. And that will help me. I usually do them chromatically, so I'll cover every note in between, but for now, for length of this video, we're just going to do kind of the greatest hits, so just F's and B flats. And those few exercises will let me know that my triple tonguing is kind of where I want it to be and will help me work on clarity through time. Now, I've also worked on triple tonguing for a version of Arvo parts Fratres, where I take the original material for cello from the cello transcription and play it in kind of a way that the strings bounce across when we play violin or cello. I've been trying to mimic that. So when we mimic that sound, that kind of ricochet bow effect, I've been working on some drills and exercises to help me do that clearer and clearer over the last few years. So the first exercise I do for this is I work on an octave. And I use the diatonic key of A major here because it most mimics what the Fratres version is. So I'm going to use those notes as kind of a triple tongue pattern up. And you'll hear me go up, rest, down, rest, up, rest, down, rest, up and down and up and down. Yep. And so on and so forth. I'll work down about an octave using that pattern. From there, I'll take, starting on the same A that we started this exercise on, I'll take that A to A pattern, but I'll move the bass line down diatonically through the A major scale. And what I'm listening for there is that the bass note really rings true and clearly, so that I can work on my intervals with kind of a pedal point in the treble parts. For my secondary exercise that I will do for this kind of more florid triple tonguing through the registers, I'll work on, starting on the same A, I'll work on just the fifth, A, C sharp, E, but I'll try to hear repeating the top note and repeating the bottom note as clearly as possible. So. And so on and so forth. We'll work down to like the low A. Then I will also do the same exercise once again, moving down stepwise in the bass voice diatonically. Which is fun, and it's always with an eye towards listening for the bottom note being repeated and clear. Still a work in progress. Some other exercises I will do to work on triple tonguing is starting on low B flat. I'll just work B flat, F, B flat, and do that as a repeating pattern. And then I'll repeat that down in all 7 positions till I get to E. Then I'll flip that exercise. And repeat it in all 7 positions, because it generally gets harder as you go lower and as you get further out in the positions. Then I'll also work B flat, F, B flat, D, da 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 dum. In all 7 positions. Flip it. And with those exercises, I've been able to develop a somewhat florid triple tongue that can cross registers and be maintained for a long time. These are the basic exercises I use to work on my triple tonguing and to do stuff like the Fratres transcription. If you have any other questions, please drop them below in the comments, and thank you so much for listening.